Every day, 20 million videos are uploaded to YouTube, which means it's the hardest it's ever been to get your videos seen. Which is why it's important now more than ever to have the right system and strategy in place to grow your channel. So today, I'm gonna share with you a training video that I recorded a while back covering the exact system that you need to follow if you want to get your channel unstuck. Plus, if you stick around, I'm actually going to give you some free templates and guides that are going to help you simplify the whole process. Let's dive in. Hey, thanks for taking the time to check out this training. I got a lot packed in here that's going to help you grow your channel. So let's just hop right into it. Now, chances are, if you are here, the reason why is you're posting content on YouTube and it's not getting the results you want. And that's what I want to help you with. And to be honest, I've been there as well. Actually, a lot of my journey on YouTube has been starting channels and then quitting them and then starting again and quitting. You know, that constant cycle of I'm going to post videos and then they don't get results and then I kind of just give up on that dream. And the most recent time I gave up was August of 2019. It was actually my main channel I was doing. I was making content there. And after, this is about a year and a half, I only managed to get 720 subs, a little over 100,000 views, which wasn't bad. Like, you know, that's pretty decent, I would think. But I decided to stop because I was just teaching people how to use like free apps on their phone to help them make content on their phone. And I was like, how am I supposed to monetize this? I'm attracting people who want to use free software. Like, how am I supposed to monetize this? How is this supposed to be a realistic thing I can grow? And so I just ended up giving up. And so fast forward to April of 2020, this is about 9 months later, I'm pushing carts at a hardware store, living paycheck to paycheck, and retail's been most of my life. So back here, not doing well, and found out my recently newlywed wife was pregnant, and I needed a way to make additional income. And so I was considering a lot of things. I was thinking like photography, thought about doing like blowing up balloons and doing like birthday parties, even though this was directly during the pandemic. So that probably wouldn't have worked well, Colin. And for some reason, I decided to open up my old YouTube channel and just, you know, take a peek at it. And this is what I saw. I found that without posting, I had gained an additional 1,300 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and 171,000 views. I was actually able to turn on monetization on my channel, and I wasn't even posting content. And I was like, what the heck? What is going on? Why did my channel continue to grow and get watch time and subscribers and views, and I wasn't even posting content? And so I dug into my analytics and I found patterns between my best performing videos. And it's some of the tactics I'm going to be teaching you today. And so I was like, okay, let me just 10x on what's working here. Let me see if I can actually make this work. If I could actually make money on the side doing something I love and creating content, like this would be the greatest part-time job ever. So I committed to learning YouTube. I committed to doubling down on these types of videos that were actually getting views. And from that moment on, within 2 years, 10 million views, 100,000 subscribers, revenue from AdSense and from brand deals, and eventually from other income sources, my channel exploded. And now full outlook, ever since starting, now I'm at 39 million views, 351,000 subscribers. I've generated multiple six figures, not only from just AdSense, but affiliates and brand deals and other things. And also throughout this whole process, I managed to grow 2 additional channels to over 10,000 subscribers, and then went on to help other creators do the same, from business owners, where I helped Rob here generate 106.2 thousand more views than he normally got on one of his videos, to helping Faux Inform, who is a gaming content creator. You can see the moment of our channel review and then the views, just millions and millions of views afterwards, to helping creators like Brian with his Provide and Protect channel, which after our call, he was managed to gain 150,000 subscribers in 6 months, getting himself the silver play button. And I'm telling you all of this to say what I'm about to tell you works. It's worked for my multiple channels, and it's worked for the creators that I've worked with. And the framework I'm going to teach you is what I like to call the reach framework. And we're going to break down each of the different areas here. And if you follow this, it is going to help you create videos that actually get results, that actually get seen, that aren't just hidden. So let's dive into this. The R in the REACH framework stands for research ideas. And this is actually super important because most people will come up with an idea and then they just go and they film that idea. And this is not the way you want to approach YouTube. And the reason why is because YouTube is a viewer-centered platform. It doesn't really care per se about creators who upload content and making sure their content get views. Like, it's all centered around viewers and making sure it serves them content they want to watch. Because if people spend time on YouTube and they consume content and it only feeds them what they like to watch, more ads play, YouTube makes money. And so YouTube decides what to show people based on their watch history. So if you spend a lot of time watching certain topics, probably going to recommend more videos similar to that. It also goes off your search queries. So if you search how to fix a flat tire, it's going to show videos in the search results related to that search query. It goes off of what they click on as well as what they don't click on. So if YouTube is showing a video on the homepage a few times and you choose not to click on that video, eventually YouTube's just not going to recommend that content. And ultimately, what all these systems come down to is what satisfies them, what satisfies the viewer. So even if someone clicks on a video and watches it till the end, if they show signs of dissatisfaction, like disliking the video, and then they stop watching content on YouTube, YouTube's paying attention to that. Because ultimately, YouTube wants people to come back and continue watching content. And it's also important to note here that YouTube does not decide this by a video's tags and keywords. Like, YouTube's AI is smarter than that. It goes off of what people click on, what they watch. It doesn't need all this metadata to really figure out where to put this video. Like, obviously in the search query example, like how to fix a flat tire, like obviously titling your video how to fix a flat tire makes sense. But other than that, YouTube really doesn't need these super optimized videos with tags and hashtags and keywords and things like that. It also doesn't go off of the subscriber count of a channel. Like, YouTube is only caring about, is this a good video or is this a bad video? So you can have 1 million subscribers, and I know channels with millions of subscribers, and they can only manage to get like 1,000, 2,000 views. It's all dependent on the content. And so with all this in mind, if you don't research what your viewers are watching and searching for, you risk never being found. So instead, what you need to do is first research and figure out what viewers want, and then go and film that content. So instead of making videos you want, we are making videos the viewer wants. That's a super important shift that you have to have with your content. And just to hammer this home, you cannot create demand for your content. You must serve demand with your content. You cannot create demand for your content. You must serve demand with your content. So with that, let's get into some research tips. First off, just search your idea on YouTube. So whatever video you're deciding to make, just take that title that you're thinking of, paste it into YouTube search results, and see what videos pop up. And something I like to do is I look at how many views a video got compared to how many subscribers they got. Because sometimes you can find like a video where someone only has like 10,000 subscribers and they're getting 50 or 100,000 views on that video. And that lets me know, hey, if this channel only has 10,000 subs and they're getting way more views than their channel has subscribers, this has outgrown their audience. This is being shown to more people than those who just follow the channel. And also worth noting, just because someone has that many subscribers doesn't mean they're gonna get that amount of views, but it's still a really good sign that this is an active video that is performing really well. And that's usually a really good sign that, yeah, this is worth covering, versus you search that and you see the top video has 2,000 views in 2 years. It's like, okay, so the best this channel did was 2,000 views in 2 years. What makes me think I'm gonna do better than them? Like, it's probably not a good idea to cover that video if all they can manage is that amount of views in that amount of time. So you can get a lot of really great information about your idea just by searching it and seeing what comes up and what results other people have gotten. Another thing you can do is look at competitors in your niche and what videos get them the most views and what format are those videos. So what I like to do is I'll go to my competitors and I'll sort their videos by most popular. So that way I get a whole list of these are the videos that have done super well for them. What are those topics they are talking about? What's actually bringing views to the channel? I'll also look at their most recent uploads and I'll scroll through those and I'll look to see Like, they get a certain amount of views on average, and then what videos are doing better than their average, which we like to call outliers in the YouTube space. If there are videos that are performing way better than what they normally get, chances are that's a really good topic I should consider covering. And finally, use YouTube research tools. If you haven't checked out our best software and tools section in the YouTube starter kit, definitely go and check that out. There's a lot of great tools in there that'll help you, be able to find search volume of certain video topics, or things that'll help you find high performing video ideas. I'll send them to you in the follow-up email after this training, just so you have a list of them, but also you can go to that best software and tools list and be able to find those tools. Some of them free, some of them are paid, but definitely worth checking out. And that is the R in this reach framework. We've done our research. We figured out a good idea, something that has proof that it is performing well, that it has gotten views, that it's worth covering. The next thing we want to do is E, and create an engaging title. And essentially what we want to ask ourselves is, how do we compete and persuade viewers to click? And there's a lot of different ways we can approach that, but let me just give you a few titling tips here. Now, obviously you could just go with the exact same title other people used. Don't really like this option unless it's a very, very specific topic and it's really hard to come up with something creative, but you could always do something like the same title. But most of the time I wouldn't do this because there's much better ways where we can compete and make something that'll persuade viewers to click on our video over the competition. For example, like showing that our video is more up to date. This is actually something I did in April of 2020. I found that making an InShot tutorial video, which is a video editing app, was a hot topic, and there were people getting a lot of views creating that content. Now, the top video was how to edit with InShot in 2019. He gave a 2019 tutorial. And so what I did to one-up him was I recreated a InShot video editing tutorial and made mine the 2020 tutorial. So that way, when someone comes across both of our videos, they're like, well, I'm gonna watch the more recent information because it's more up to date. It's going to be more accurate. It's going to have all the newest features in it. So I'm going to click and watch this video over the 2019 one. So that's a super easy way you can compete, is always showing that your information is more up to date, either by putting the year in the title or just saying updated in the title. That can be a way to really stand out from the competition. Next, curiosity. Is there a way where we can make someone curious enough to click on our video? So continuing with that video editing app example, maybe I title my video, "The Only Video Editing App You Should Use." That could make someone think, wow, I want to know, what is this editing app that I should only be using? Which one should I be avoiding? That could be a way to make someone curious enough to click. Next, you could use fear or negativity. So a really easy way you could do this is like 7 mistakes beginners make when editing videos. People want to avoid pain, and so they'll click on that video to learn what those mistakes are so they don't make them. You can also use people's desires and wants. So really thinking about, what does my viewer care about? What are they after? What is their end goal? Can I use that language within my title? So maybe my video is InShot video editing tutorial, beginner to pro. And people want that pro result. They want to do pro edits on their phone so they can see that end result that they want to get. And so they're going to click on the video because of it. And finally, study successful titles. So whatever niche you're in, there can be certain words or phrases or way people title things in your niche that end up performing really well. Or you can notice the different pain points people put in their titles, or the other desires and wants other people in your space put in their titles. And you can even look outside of your niche and just see the different formats and different ideas and concepts people have come up with. And there might even be a way to translate those over to your own niche. So really pay attention to high performing videos and see if there are things you can learn from them. Continuing on, the A in the reach framework is attention grabbing thumbnail. And I actually have a thumbnail checklist guide. I'm going to actually give you access to this. This will be in the recap email I'm going to send you after this training. And let's actually hop over to that and go through it. So at the top of this document, we have how to make highly clickable thumbnails using the STAR method. And I recommend following this every single time you make a thumbnail for your video. And so the S stands for study the competition. So what do the thumbnails look like from the most successful creators in my niche? There is a reason why their videos get clicked on. The T stands for target your audience. Know your viewers' problems, goals, and desires. You can use this to persuade them to click. People want to avoid pain and take action towards their ideal self. The A stands for avoid excess elements. The simpler your thumbnail, the better. You should try to keep your thumbnail to 3 elements or fewer. For example, a face, some text, and a graphic. Viewers should be able to glance at your thumbnail and comprehend it. And the R stands for review next to competitors. So actually compare your thumbnail to other thumbnails around the same video topic. Is my video actually more clickable or on a competing level? If not, remake it. So this is a very handy reminder here every time you make a thumbnail to do these. And then if you scroll down further here, there's actually a proper checklist here. So check, I have researched my competition around the video topic that I've chosen. I know the desire/pain point that this video solves for my viewer. There are 3 elements or less in my thumbnail. My text is bold and easy to read. My face/subject is well lit and zoomed in close. I have made a total of 3 thumbnails for one video, and you do want some variation there because oftentimes I found when you make your first thumbnail, it might be good, but usually the second or third version you make could be way better. And then finally, I have compared my thumbnail to those around this topic and believe mine is better or at a competing level. And you may be thinking to yourself, this is a lot of work just for this little picture on the front of my video. And I've even found that most people who make thumbnails, and I've polled my audience, most people make their thumbnails in like less than 30 minutes. They're just kind of throwing something together. But that's also why 88% of videos on YouTube have less than 1,000 views. It's because most people are just throwing something together. And you have to realize if no one clicks on your video, no one's gonna see the video you've made. So you have to put the most effort on picking a good topic, making an engaging title, and making a really good thumbnail, because if no one clicks, no one watches. And even to this day, as a bigger channel, I still spend the most time on researching ideas, coming up with good titles, and spending a lot of time, hours, making a thumbnail. And so if you're thinking this is overkill, it is not. It is what is necessary in order to get viewers to click on your videos. Again, you're gonna get access to this full thumbnail checklist. It's gonna be in that email I'll send after this training, so you can have access to it, download it, actually use it, and apply it to your thumbnails. It's gonna help you out a lot. Moving on, in the reach framework, the next letter is C for compelling hook. And I'm talking about like your video's opening, its intro. And with that, you've promised the viewer something with your title and your thumbnail, and now they want proof you'll deliver on that promise. So it's really important that the first 30 seconds of your video really shows the viewer that, yes, I'm gonna get value out of this. I'm going to get what I was promised. So some hook tips here is to write out what you'll say in the beginning. And this might be difficult. If you're gonna script your videos, at least just script the beginning, even if you don't wanna script your videos. I'm someone who doesn't like writing, but I will write out the first few sentences I'm going to say and really think through, what am I putting here in the opening? Am I actually showing the viewer that, yes, they're gonna get value out of this video? I really want those first 30 seconds well polished. Next, if possible, visually show what you are talking about. So if we hop back to that how to fix a flat tire example, if I was to do a video, I'd probably have an opening clip where I'm looking at the camera and I'll be like, in this video, I'm gonna be showing you how to fix a flat tire. So that way you're never left stranded on the road, you know, and maybe I'd work on that opening hook a bit better. But as I'm saying that, I should actually have a video clip pop up on screen where it shows me actively popping off the flat tire and putting a new wheel on. And that's gonna visually show people, hey, look, there he is. He's actually doing that activity that I saw in the thumbnail. And I can tell he's gonna show me how to do this. And then also maybe in that hook, I'm reassuring them that this is beginner friendly, you're in the right place. I'm gonna give this information to you fast, like you're using those types of things. So write it out and try to visually show things, because we're on YouTube. It's a video platform. Video, visual, show people. Next, don't self-promote. This is not the time to tell people to subscribe to your channel. This is not the time to push them to your product or service. We want to use this time to let the viewer know that they're going to get what they were promised and then get to that thing. And that's the next point. Get to the point. Like, we don't want to just sit here having you blab about something. We want to make sure you're actually getting to the important parts of this content, so don't waste people's time. And finishing up the Reach framework, we have H, which is a high value call to action. And what that means is never just let a viewer leave your video. They aren't allowed to leave. They are here and they're stuck and they're going to be watching your content or going somewhere you want them to go. So call to action tips: verbally make a call to action to a specific end card video or playlist. And let me explain this a little bit if that's confusing. So at the end of your video, when your video is finishing up, YouTube has a feature called an end card. You can go under any of your videos inside of YouTube Studio, and you can go to the editor, and there's a way you can add an end card, which looks like a video thumbnail, or it could be a playlist, and it's actually clickable on screen. So someone can touch it with their mouse or their finger, and it's gonna take them directly to another one of your videos or a playlist of your videos. And so what you wanna do is be very tactical with this, because when someone gets to the end of your video, you wanna figure out, where can I send them next? That's my content. Because as someone continues to watch more and more of your videos, they're more likely to subscribe. They're more likely to grow to like and trust you and want to watch more of your content, or maybe buy something from you. And so what I like to do, just for example here, if I finish up a video editing tutorial, I'll finish this up. Now you'll want to make sure that you do our advanced editing tips tutorial, so that way you can learn all the tips and tricks inside this editor. So click over here and I'll show you some of the more advanced tips that you can do inside this editor. And I'm literally pointing to where I'm going to place that end card on screen. So that way people are like, oh yeah, I just learned the basics. Let me go to the more advanced tutorial. And then that advanced tutorial is going to send someone to another one of my videos. And you know what that tells YouTube? It tells YouTube this viewer is very satisfied with this channel and watching this content, and we should probably recommend it to more people like this person. So it sends really great signals to YouTube that this content is good, it satisfies viewers, and it's going to allow YouTube to potentially put that content on people's homepages, in the suggested bar, higher up in the search results, etc. Now, the other option here is to have a call to action to a product or service that's linked in the description and pinned in the comments. So maybe you're a business owner and you want someone to join your email list or watch a webinar or do any of those things. You can make a call to action at the end of your video to go and do that. And then what you want to do is put a link to that right at the top of your description of your video, so it's really easy for people to find and click on. And you can also put it in the comment section, and you can actually pin a comment in the comment section, so it's stuck to the top of the comment section. So when people go down there, they see that link and they can actually click it and continue to do stuff with you. So whenever possible, always be sending people either to more of your content to help you on YouTube, or to your own product, service, thing like that, to help you financially so you can go and make more videos. And that, my friends, is the Reach framework. And now this is the point of the video where I'm supposed to come on and hard sell you on booking a coaching call with me, but it's just not really my vibe. I've never been this sleazy salesperson type of guy, but what I will say is this: if you are blind to your flaws, you can't address them. And this is a common problem I do see with people on YouTube, because everything we've just covered, like there's gonna be people watching this who are like, I make good titles, I make good thumbnails. And that oftentimes happens because we're the ones who created it. We're the ones who made the video, the thumbnail, the title. And so in our heads, this is the greatest thing ever. And to be honest, I've had those moments. So, you know, I told myself I make good thumbnails. This is a video I made in 2018-ish. And you look at this thumbnail, this is not a good thumbnail. Like, I'm poorly lit. My beard is a disaster in this thumbnail. There's like weird white shadow behind this text, and then the black shadow, and there's just tons of text here taking up like the whole picture. But in my head, this was a great thumbnail and this video should have performed well, but it didn't. I tell myself I make good videos. And this is one of the videos I made reviewing the iPhone XR for filmmaking. Like, I'm just a head floating in the dark here. Like, I don't know why I thought this was good lighting and a good setup. It looks like there's just a spotlight on my head, and I thought I made good videos. This is years after me starting YouTube, because I technically started YouTube back in 2014. And this is 2018, 2019-ish. And I didn't see any flaws with this. And eventually I learned that, yes, this was a very bad video that I made. So there's really only two ways you're gonna learn this, okay? The first option is trial and error. And obviously that's the free way. And that's the way I figured things out. I had to figure things out on my own. And I didn't really have money to invest, so I just went the free route. And that totally works. And it's totally possible because obviously I did it. But then there's also the time consuming part of this. You're spending all this time failing and trying different things and trying to figure out what works. It takes up a lot of your time. You're going to reach that end goal that you want a lot slower. And on top of that, there's the missed opportunities part. And this one really hits home for me because I had videos blow up on my channel. And because I didn't know better, I never made a call to action to the different software and tools I use that I was an affiliate for. Like, I was actively using a music subscription site, which was Epidemic Sound. I was using it for all my videos, but I didn't tell the people in the tutorial that, hey, this is what I use. Go check it out. There's a free trial link in the description. And so I got millions of views on my videos and never talked about the things I just use on a day-to-day basis that would help other people and I'd make money from. And so, no exaggeration, I believe I've missed out on at least $100,000 worth of earned income just because I didn't tell people the things that were already helping me as a creator. Like, that's a huge missed opportunity that any more experienced YouTuber would be like, yeah, you should mention those things. Like, don't just promote things for the sake of promoting them. But obviously, if there's a tool you use, mention it. And if you can get a commission as a result, that's great. So the missed opportunities is definitely a big one to consider. And then the second option is you can invest in a coach. Now, obviously, downside would be you have to pay money to get on a call. But at the same time, you're gonna have clarity on where you need to improve. You're getting an outside perspective, someone who's done this before, who's able to look at your content and help you see, hey, these are the areas you need to improve. These are the puzzle pieces that are missing in your content that if you connect together, is gonna help you produce videos that actually get results. And it's gonna give you a clear path ahead to achieve your goals. You know where you need to go, you know what you need to do, so you're not having to play the guessing game and spending all this time just making mistakes just to learn from them. You're essentially taking someone who's had 10 years of mistakes and they're able to help you avoid all the ones that they've made. So the way these coaching calls work is you book a time that works for you, and then you complete our pre-consultation form so I can learn more about your channel and your goals. Then I'll go through the information you provided and do extensive research on your channel and competition before our call. Then we will meet at the scheduled time to go over your channel, the next steps you need to take to reach your goals, and answer any questions you have. Now, the first bonus that I want to show you is that right now I am offering 50% off to channels under 10,000 subscribers. So normally where I charge $300 for a 60-minute consultation, you can get 50% off and get on a call for just $149. And I seriously will only be able to offer this 50% off for so long before my calendar fills up so much that I will have to remove this eventually. So I hope this training was helpful. I'm also gonna send you that recap email here shortly, and that's gonna have the replay to this training along with the tools that I recommended using to do the research and things like that. And I'm wishing you nothing but the best for your channel. Go get them. I'll catch you guys later.